pulled beef sandwiches. Man, it's a family favorite, and it's traditionally done with brisket or something like that. But if you saw last week's episode, we did make a chuck roast. We confit'ed it after we smoked it. And now we're gonna kind of warm it back up. We're using the disco, and I'll show you how we like to make our pulled beef sandwiches. Come on. Because I knew we weren't gonna be eating it for a day or two. Alright, so we're going to start with our pulled beef sandwich by making sure our disco is nice and seasoned. We oiled it up a little earlier, got it nice and hot, turned down the flame, and now I'm just going to add a little bit of butter to it and let that get all nice and friendly in there. So turn this down just a hair. We don't want it screaming hot. That's better. So to our butter, we're going to go ahead and add our beef. Just add in as much as you're going to make for a couple of sandwiches. This has been sitting in our fridge for a couple of days. And I didn't pull it all the way when I cooked it. I just pulled it enough to try it on the video, and then I left it whole as much as possible in an attempt to keep all the moisture, because I knew we weren't going to be eating it for a day or two. All I'm doing is I'm breaking this meat down. As it warms back up, it's going to loosen back up. And again, this is right back out of the fridge. So I'm going to break this up and we'll come back. Alright guys, so while that's getting nice and broke down and reincorporated with that butter, let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be putting on this sandwich. We are going to be using brioche buns. We're going to butter those and toast those. And then I made some pickled onions yesterday. This is a combination of red onions and Texas sweet onions. It's about half a medium of each onion, and I'll throw the recipe up on the screen right about now. Put all these together, and I've got a little shorts video about how I did this, but I can't wait to try these out. We'll top it off with these. We'll top it off with some banana peppers, and then I also pickled some jalapenos. Now these typically take a little longer to pickle than, say, an onion, but they are right on the edge of being pickled and still being hot and spicy, which I really like. So we're going to be doing that, and then we're going to hit it with some Texas style barbecue sauce from Heinz. I've never used it before. I'm going to try it out. And then on top of the bun, we're going to use good old Cheese Whiz. That Cheese Whiz is pretty thick, so we're going to get it on there when it's nice and hot and let it kind of melt down on top of it. This is going to be an amazing little sandwich. Our meat's almost finished incorporating, so I'm going to go ahead and butter our buns and throw them on the disco. So that's all starting to really incorporate back together. See how that beef is just falling apart now that it's re-warmed? It's getting that nice crispiness on the outside, that butter flavor to package together with that smoky, salty flavor that we got in it by cooking it, by smoking it, and then confit'ing it in bacon fat. So we'll flip these buns over for just a second, and we'll be ready to build these sandwiches. Alright guys, let's take a bite out of this amazing looking slider burger sandwich. Pulled beef sandwich. It's so creamy. That crunchiness almost of the bread when you toast it makes for a really good, just a contrast in textures. That beef is so creamy because we confit it, and then we put it back on the grill. Got that good hard outer shell. Warmed it up in some butter. These homemade pickled onions are amazing. I think these would go really well on some tacos as well. Guys, go out and make yourself some food. Cook outside. Enjoy your time together. This is Brisket Medic telling you, I love you. Drink more water.